We often rush through life, chasing milestones, achievements, and outcomes, thinking that meaning is hidden in the big events. But sometimes, the universe teaches us its most profound lessons in the smallest, most ordinary moments. Today, we'll explore a story inspired by a beautiful quote from Orison Swett Marden. "The universe is one great kindergarten for man. Everything that exists has brought with it its own peculiar lesson." Ella had always lived life in fast forward. Every day was a checklist: degrees earned, projects completed, deadlines met, appearances maintained. But in the quiet moments, a nagging emptiness remained. She felt that life had more to offer, yet she struggled to notice it amid the noise of obligations and ambition. One rainy afternoon, driving home in a rush to meet a deadline, her car broke down on a quiet, unfamiliar street. Frustrated, she stepped out, only to discover she didn't have the right tools to fix it. As she waited for help, she wandered along the street to pass the time. And that's when she began to notice the ordinary world around her. A small boy, drenched and laughing, jumped into puddles with pure delight. His mother tried to pull him away, but he squealed with joy, his energy contagious. Nearby, an elderly man knelt to plant a tiny sapling, speaking softly to it as though encouraging it to grow. A dog tilted its head at its owner, ears perked, fully attentive to the smallest command. The rain dripped down, making ripples across the pavement, and leaves danced gently in the wind. Ella felt a shift inside her. Each small scene carried a quiet lesson. The boy reminded her of unrestrained joy, the old man of patience and care, the dog of loyalty and attentiveness, and even the rain seemed to whisper that life moves in patterns she could learn to flow with. For the first time in a long while, she wasn't rushing or analyzing. She was simply observing, fully present, and absorbing the world as it unfolded. By the time her car was fixed, Ella's perspective had changed. Life wasn't just the big achievements or milestones. It was this continuous flowing series of lessons hidden in every ordinary moment. The universe was not a distant observer. It was a patient teacher, offering insight everywhere, waiting only for her to pause and see. Ella's story is a reminder that the universe is always teaching us, whether we notice it or not. The lessons we often overlook are the ones that shape our character, our perspective, and our understanding of life. Too often, we wait for dramatic events to define us: a promotion, a heartbreak, a major success. But growth is happening in every quiet, seemingly mundane moment. A child laughing, a pet observing you with curiosity, a stranger offering a small act of kindness. They are all reminders that patience, joy, compassion, and attentiveness exist all around us. Reflecting on my own life, I recognize that some seasons are harder than others. Some of us face financial struggles, others search for meaningful connection, some cope with health challenges, and many juggle multiple burdens at once. One person's ordinary might be another's extraordinary challenge. Life doesn't wait for us to feel ready. It teaches us continuously, regardless of our comfort or preparedness. Maturity is not about perfection or grand accomplishments. It's about seeing clearly, noticing deeply, and understanding the lessons embedded in everyday life. It's about learning to slow down, even for a few moments, and recognize the richness of existence that is often invisible when we're in a hurry. By pausing and observing, we cultivate presence. By reflecting on small lessons, we cultivate wisdom. And by appreciating the ordinary, we cultivate gratitude. The universe's kindergarten is always open, inviting us to learn from the people, creatures, and circumstances around us. So consider this. What if the lessons you need most aren't hidden in the monumental events of life, but in the ordinary, overlooked moments? The laughter, the rain, the tiny acts of kindness, these are shaping you quietly and profoundly. Even when life feels chaotic or overwhelming, there are small opportunities for insight, clarity, and growth. It's not about waiting for perfection or extraordinary circumstances. It's about learning to live fully in the everyday and to recognize that every moment has something to teach. Today, take a moment to pause and observe one ordinary thing you usually overlook: a child, a pet, a tree, a simple sound, or even the rain. Ask yourself, what might this moment be teaching me? Reflect on it, and if you feel inspired, share your observation in the comments. Your insight might help someone else see the world a little differently. And if you want more stories, reflections, and reminders about life's small yet profound lessons, subscribe and join me. The universe is always teaching. It only asks that we pay attention.